And we are technically live. Let's see.
Oh, you never went through if you wanted to push it to 6. You never confirmed. I guess it's a no now.
So y'all watch the latest episode of Invincible?
I have not. I'm waiting for the whole thing to come out and then I'll watch it.
Oh man, it's getting pretty good.
I haven't been in the mood to be watching things.
Yeah, I feel you. I get like that a lot.
It's gonna be a while till the next. You know what I'm thinking about. It's gonna be a while till the next half of Invincible.
Mm.
They're doing like they're pausing until at least 2024. I don't think they gave an exact date. They just said 2024.
Oh really? I didn't know they were doing that.
Yeah, it's because of the. I think it was because of the writer's strike, and I'm not sure why they did it that way, but.
Well, that's a little disappointing, but I guess it is what it is. They would have to leave it off like right where they did.
Maybe it was built suspense. I don't know. I am disappointed that they did that.
Yeah.
It's rude.
A little bit.
All right, there we go. Everything's up and going. All right, we'll give it a couple of minutes here. Do, 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 do.
Mm.
All right, at 5:10, I'm hitting go live. I'm gonna switch this over to live. I need to install one of those countdown clocks.
Yeah.
You do a lot of those things. Keep saying I need to, and then I look into it, and then I never do it.
That's about how it goes a lot of the time, right?
Yeah, I keep getting, squirrel. Distracting myself.
I wonder if Grizz is taking a nap.
Probably. I want to message his wife. It is 5:10. Oh well. Let's do it. You all ready?
Yep, let's go.
Never.
And we are live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Griffcast episode 96. Griffcast, mature and nerdy podcast for immature people. The show where we talk about any and all things nerds, from video games, comic books, movies, computer technology, and or science. Hello, welcome to the show. I am your host, Griffmore. We got Wild in the chat. And Grizz is on his way. So, in the meantime, how's everybody been doing this week? Did y'all have a good turkey day?
Doing all right.
Turkey Day was good. Turkey Day, had a lot of food. It was pretty cool. Had a few sick family members there, and now I'm getting what they got. So,
That's no good.
I'll be all right. It's a good thing Grizz finally showed up and need him to do most of the talking.
Oh, yeah. I got our house has been really dry, so I'm just like I'm really stuffy up in here, and I'm just gotta get one of those humidifiers. Oh, I just live with that thing next to me. Oh, anyway, so Wild's on the road. He's in the chat. I guess he's watching. He's just going to creepy watch us.
I mean, what's safer to text and drive, or to just proper get your phone up with the camera on Discord and drive?
I mean, depends if he's got his kids in the car or not.
Fair.
Nah, does he want to do that with kids in the car? Because I know I'd have to turn around at some point and shut up. I don't want the internet to see that.
Hit the brakes real hard, bring him up to the front seat, make it part of the show,
Maybe that record scratch tape. Look right at the camera. I'm sorry, y'all got to see this.
Oh. What about you, Grizz? You have a good turkey day?
Yeah, I made a bunch of burritos instead of turkey, so we're killing the leftovers.
Nice. Actually sounds pretty good. Might do that one year. I think next year I'm going to be hosting, so I get to do all the cooking next year.
Have me at burritos. That's awesome. And now, because I just got too lazy to make dinner, now I know I'm going to get. Thanks.
Let's see. I've got the kids in the car. They definitely end up in the front seat. Yeah. Oh, let's see here. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into this. This one caught me a little bit by surprise, and I don't know how I feel about it right now. So Dave Filoni is now the chief creative director or chief creative officer at Lucasfilm. So
Officer, director, same difference. He's now the head honcho.
He is still under Kathleen Kennedy, though.
Wait, what?
Yeah. So a part of me got a little excited because Filoni's the reason we got Clone Wars and, The Mandalorian before,
all the Star Wars success right now.
Everything good that's come out of Star Wars has been Filoni. And then anything that started off good and then turned to shit was because Filoni started it, and then Kathleen Kennedy stepped in and says, put a chick in it and make it gay. You know, because like that's anybody else
Diversity. Diversity hires.
Have you guys seen this stuff from South Park?
Oh, the Pounderverse?
Yeah.
I haven't watched any of it recently, but I've seen like a couple clips here and there.
Yeah, I've seen the clips. I need to watch it. That's
So apparently, everybody, Kathleen Kennedy and everybody around her are like, you know, getting their underwear in a twist.
as they would.
I just thought it was funny that they made Cartman Kathleen Kennedy. That was hilarious. Oh, but
I'm glad. You know, I'm glad Dave's stepping in. You know, it's good. He's had a good comedy career too. You know, good stand up comedy career. Y'all don't know where I'm going with this.
I got a clue.
Yo, Dave Filoni looks exactly like Tom Segura. They might as well be,
no, they don't.
They might as well be fucking twins.
They
Come
look
on.
nothing alike, man.
Yes, they do. Pull up two pictures of them side by side. Two pictures of them side by side.
They look nothing alike. They look nothing alike. Not all of us look alike, all right?
I don't know. I mean, you and Grizz are pretty. You know, if you just like, you know, throw a little bit of salt in that beard, you and Grizz might as well be the same person. You know, because you got a fedora. Throw on a fedora real quick. You can't tell me that they don't look exactly the same. I'm looking at them right. Dude, they look exactly the same.
They don't.
You're supposed to grow it. That's how you're supposed to grow it. Yeah, there you go. Dude, you can't tell me they don't look exactly the same. You can't tell me that they don't look exactly the same.
I can tell you they don't look exactly the same.
Oh. I gotta
not even in the same hemisphere.
I gotta share my screen. Hold on, let me share my screen. Can I share my screen? Hold on, which screen do I want to share? Wait, no, yeah. Wait, no, yeah, no. I just want to do no. I just want to do this. Oh, there it is. I need to do it on my screen. You can't tell me that this man right here does not look exactly like this man right here.
Yeah, they look nothing alike.
Yeah, there's oh come on.
They look nothing alike.
They look exactly the same.
They look nothing alike.
They look exactly the same. You can't tell me that they don't.
All right, hold up. All right, there you go. All right.
One has on a cowboy hat and the other one doesn't. They look exactly the same. That's fine. You can believe what you want to believe. I'll believe what I want to believe.
Yeah, you do that. You do that. There's a lot of make believe over on that side of the screen. So yeah,
I live in a fantasy world.
I don't know. I'm going to take this one cautiously. I'm not going to say I'm excited for it or anything like that until we see what he actually produces and see if he can still produce something without Kathleen Kennedy's finger on the trigger.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
how much
I can tell you right now, her finger's
has?
not coming off that trigger.
yeah, I don't know. So have you guys heard? All right, this isn't in the notes, but have you guys heard about this hostile takeover at Disney right now?
Hostile.
Yeah.
So
I'm aware.
all right, there's this guy. He is one of the
guy's name.
Yeah, he is a primary shareholder at Disney, and he's pissed that Disney has lost like $3 billion this year or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Like the Marvels has gotten so bad that they have a worse week to week than Morbius. Like, so he's pissed.
Oh,
so
right. Yeah, the drop off or whatever.
yeah.
I think it's funny though. Like
I want you to understand how bad it is when Jared Leto can call you on your opening weekend and be like, haha.
oh, well, hold on. You can't just say Jared Leto. Jared Leto. I say Leto.
Leto,
You can't just say Jared Leto because Dude's had some bangers before, and dude's a phenomenal actor. He just can't do comic book movies. He just needs to stay out of that realm. Everything else he has.
Honestly,
comic book movies.
I could give them a pass if they stop trying to be overly creative with them. Like if they're like, here's the character, here's the one we want you to portray, because he's a method actor. So if you give him the actual character you want to portray, he'll portray it to a T. But they keep trying to be overly creative with this guy. It's like, stop it. Like I could 100% believe him as the Joker, but they just took him on a whole nother level with Suicide Squad. I mean,
even his movie.
Yep. Or was that the one they brought him in? Anyway, like,
yeah,
100% could believe him as the Joker, but they just took him too far. And so, like, no. Anyway, the hostile takeover. So one of the primary shareholders is pissed that Disney's losing money hand over fist, right? So he's had a secret meeting with the other primary shareholder and George Lucas, because half of George Lucas's fortune is in Disney shares. So the $9 billion that they bought Star Wars from, half of it was in Disney shares. And so those three have gotten together and they're like, listen, stop with all this bullshit. Stop losing money, or we're going to merge our shares together and sell them to Apple.
That's scary. What would Apple do with Disney? I am.
But they would. The first thing they would do was have a
They would make it
celebration to have
worse.
the car back.
Oh, what would Apple do with Disney? I mean, you thought it was diverse before. They would diverse the fuck out of that shit. They would diverse Apple would diverse the fuck out of that shit.
You know, honestly, like I haven't seen Apple say anything about that. So
I feel like Apple. You
I
know,
wouldn't either. They've been getting their cheaper money investigation for years. I mean, I'm sure they don't want to make any waves if it comes their way.
yeah. But like this guy's like, fire everybody, get him the hell out, fix everything, get everything back on track, start making family movies again. You know,
scorched earth policy.
yeah. Scorch it, salt it, move the F on. Like that's what this guy is trying to get Disney to do. And he like I said, he straight up threatened to like pull majority share and either become CEO or sell everything to Apple. Which would be hilarious. But
See, the option there is they could also bully their way through the entirety of the board
yeah,
and could basically install them as the board and just tell everybody else you can go away now. And
I think that is,
could watch them reform the company, which is a possibility, but I don't know.
I think that is priority plan, but if that falls through, then they'll go to Apple.
Yeah, being the primary shareholders, are they not on the board?
They're on the board, but they're not directive control.
Yeah, they could just
You're
board the
the net
board and
one
then have
saying
them
and
fire everybody.
Well, not TCP,
Yeah.
but you ever been that one sane guy room?
Well, that's the thing. All the shareholders feel the same way. Like most shareholders are backing them, being like, make us money again.
Money.
Because, I mean, Disney has like 5 different licenses to print money, and they're just setting them all on fire.
I thought you meant like they could actually print money.
I mean,
it's probably not wrong though.
yeah, I mean, they kind of could. I mean, they're backing how many politicians now? Oh, hold up.
Twitter had a really good success because when Elon was like, and they're like, we're never selling you, we don't want you to have it. And like, here's the price. And they're like, not. And then all their investors are like, no, you're going to sell this now, or we're going to sue you into the ground.
Okay, everybody is watching. I hopefully fixed the echo problem. It defaults to the setting, and I need to every time that I change format, so if I go from the starting soon screen to this screen, it auto sets it back, and I completely forgot to change it. So we're 20 minutes in. I've effed up. My bad.
It happens. You'll be okay.
And Grizz, something's going on with your mic. You keep turning robotic on us.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if he's like lagging for anybody else. Like he keeps cutting in and out for me.
Might be my net today.
That's what I was thinking. Just a little bit on the slow upload.
See if I can clear up some.
Let's see. Speaking of rights to print money, so Sony is currently being sued for their greed. So
Define greed.
So all third-party distributors and several consumers are pissed at the profit share that Disney has in their contracts.
Disney or Sony?
Sorry, Sony. Thank you. I'm dyslexic, man. I'll be on the same topic for hours. But yeah, so apparently like Steam's profit share is like 15%, Xbox's profit share is like 15%, and Sony's is like 40%.
I thought they were at 50. I thought they were 50.
Are they 50 now? I just know it's astronomical compared to everybody else.
Couldn't know. I guess I want to say it was like 50.
I'll be back in just a minute, guys. I gotta make a call real quick.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy because like apparently like anybody who's bought anything on the PlayStation market between like 2017 and today can go and add themselves to the lawsuit and get a payout if they win.
Ooh. And then like how many people have PlayStations, right? So that's tens of millions. So I'll get like what? 19 cents? Use 19 cents. Get one strip of bubble gum.
Like,
What are you gonna get? 19 cents in store credit? It's gonna be like trading your games in a GameStop.
Yeah. So are they saying like has Sony been overpricing the games so that they could get a larger share, or is it just that games feel that they, or developers and studios feel that they deserve a larger portion?
both.
Because that's something that I was thinking, like they were just overcharging the games. So like if you see the game on the PlayStation Store, it'd be cheaper than it is like on Steam or the Nintendo. I can't say Nintendo Store. Never mind. I take that one back. Or like on the Xbox Store.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm convinced the Nintendo Store doesn't like the Nintendo Store.
So I can see that, but I mean, I guess that's also console. It just being on console, because like I've noticed like ever since most games on console have gone up to $70, you can still find their the counterpart on Steam or Epic Games Store, and it will still be at $60. Or like I've noticed like there's usually a $10 difference.
Yeah, and that's what it is. That's what it is. It's Sony's marking it up to have a bigger profit share, and then they're also making themselves contractually obligated to receive a larger sales percentage.
So were Xbox Series games not doing the same thing? Weren't they selling games at $70 a pop?
But their profit margin was a lot lower. Like most of it actually went to the developers.
Okay. So the profit margin is different, but the price of the game on the stores is the same.
Yeah.
Unless you're buying on PC.
So when prices went up for Sony just all the difference. That's it.
Yeah. Like I'll give an example. In Destiny, if you wanted to buy the next season, originally it was $10, and then they upped it to $15, but you have to buy it with digital currency from within the game. So to do that, you have to buy And they only have $5, $10, $20, and $50 packages and $100 packages for their premium currency. So you either have to make 2 transactions at the 10 and the 5, or you have to make 1 transaction at the 20 to get a $12, because they up the season price to $12. So now you have to make either 2 transactions or 1 larger transaction to get the currency you need to buy the next season of Destiny.
You had to use in-game currency. You had to buy in-game currency. You couldn't just buy straight up. That was dumb. That's a dumb move.
And play the what is it? The Morrow, the Skyrim. Oh, like your subscription gives you a certain number of credit, and you can spend that to get expansions, or you can just buy those credits and buy your expansions.
Yeah. But yeah, I know several people who have quit playing Destiny because they couldn't either they couldn't just straight out buy it for $10, or B, had to spend $15 minimum to get a $12 expansion or a $12 season.
Not a fan.
So yeah, they went from $10 to $12, and in order to get it, you had to spend either $15 or $20. And the $15 is 2 transactions.
See, I don't get seasons. I mean, like, I understand that Destiny is not a subscription, so season pass is their retention money. I get that. But why can't you make it like I want to pay you $15? Let me $15. Well, I gotta get the in-game currency crap.
Yeah, like why can't I buy the season outright? I honestly,
you can't sell in-game currency. Like you can't do that.
Yeah.
Middle.
So what I'm wondering is if they do it that way to boost recorded amount of sales. Like we all right, season's coming up. All right, 100,000 people just did the 10 and 5. So now we have 200,000 new transactions. Or we have 100,000 that bought the $20 bundle.
And I guarantee you, every time that they do that, when that cycle comes around, like, oh, I just got leftovers from my 20s, I can just get this one. I guarantee you, that's when they have kaboom.
It's either that or you're 100 short. And that's the thing. The expansions themselves, not the seasons, but the expansions, you have to buy with money.
Yeah.
Most of those games that let you buy like their own in-game currency always seem to give you just not enough to get certain things.
Yeah.
When it comes to like the most highest tier stuff. I was watching some video where somebody was talking about that like a couple weeks ago, and it's funny because I do recall experiencing that myself in quite a few games, and it actually made me stop playing games specifically that have their own in-game currency, because it's always the same deal. Like it doesn't matter what game it is or what company it is, they all seem to have the same strategy.
Right. And they also had a little bit of a gotcha element to it. It's like you buy
that way when you.
Yeah. It's like, all right, we have this vanity item that you really want for $9. So you buy, but we only sell everything in $10 increments.
Mm-hmm.
And then
or $8 increments.
Yeah. So you buy the $10 increment, and you have just, and they give you like 200 extra crystals or whatever it is for that, for buying the $10 bundle. And so now you're sitting there with 300 extra crystals, and then you see something for 500 and you're like, I really want that. I've only got 300 crystals. Let me go spend on the $5 thing to get the extra crystals I need to buy that item. So you're stuck in this infinite loop of, that's really cool. I want to buy it. I'm 100 short. Ooh, that's really cool. I want to buy it. I'm 100 short.
Yeah. You always got like extra money or not enough money. Like if you could just use your own money, really solve that problem.
Yeah. It's definitely that gotcha element. Like I've fallen in that trap several times with poor impulse control, and I've been trying to be better about it.
It happens.
But yeah, I think right now the lawsuit is for like $2 billion, which is pretty hefty amount.
It's a good chunk of change.
It is. And I was thinking there's like,
Well, when you consider that the law doing is probably going to kick 40% on top of it.
Yep. Which leads into the next one, which I thought was really funny as a follow-up to that. So apparently this year, because of the Activision merger, Microsoft is set out to beat out Sony on profits.
Seems fair.
It's only because of the merger they're going to.
And it's expected. I mean, so the merger went through and they officially owned Activision like right before the new Call of Duty dropped, right?
Yeah.
So technically, all those new Call of Duty sales go towards Microsoft's profits.
Yep.
Which is a little bit cheaping because even though they said this is probably the worst selling and worst Call of Duty of all time, it's still probably one of the highest selling games of all time.
Yeah.
It's a freebie. They put their money into the acquisition and all the sales just come in. That's it.
Mm-hmm. So
they didn't have to put it into marketing.
So, but I think I saw recently, like if you look at like how much their sales have dropped off for their consoles, I think in just the UK alone, the sale for Xbox Series X's and S's dropped by like 40%.
Oh, damn. I know they just spiked again. So it was Sony was going to make $8 billion this year. Microsoft was going to make $6 billion this year from Xbox. And then, but because of the merger, they're slated to make $10 billion. So that'll put that? No, collectively.
Okay.
Because they're not going to get the $8 billion already that Activision has already gotten. But this will make them the second or third highest. That'll put them one step above Sony in profits for the first time since like PlayStation 2 or the first Xbox. I don't know.
I mean, I kind of figured it. I mean, look who they were buying.
Yeah.
Buying Call of Duty would do that for you.
Unfortunately. I mean, that and World of Warcraft.
Right before the holiday time? I forget how much they would still make off World of Warcraft. I guess people buying servers and you still have to pay to maintain your account.
Yeah.
Yep. $15 a month.
And they are constantly having more active players because of their World of Warcraft Classic account servers.
Here for you. Brand new game, last expansion. Nobody was playing, but were subbed because they had to be subbed to play classics. Rather play the 15-year-old game than.
Sometimes you have to keep it classic.
Yeah, so just to give you a rough estimate, say they have 5 million active players at $15 a month. And they peaked at, during Wrath of the Lich King at, was it 12 million players or 13?
Yeah, 12, something like that.
Yeah. So, I mean, they were making $150 or $150 million a month minimum off of just subscriptions.
Plus the $50 you had to expansion.
Yep. The first couple were 40, weren't they?
May. It's been a while.
Yeah. Because I remember when the game first launched, it was a $60 title. Or was it a 50? It might have been a 50.
It would have been a 50.
I just thought it was hilarious how when they launched the game, they had no idea how much people wanted to play it. And they were expecting like 10,000 players, and it ended up being like 2 million. So they had servers set for like 10,000 players. And then they've maintained that quota ever since. We're just going to maintain a server for less than our highest population. All right, so something else I've noticed recently, especially with Sony, is Sony has launched several game titles, right? Or several free trials for games. Now, but you have to be a subscriber to play them. And they're limited time. Like one is Baldur's Gate 3. What you got?
Nothing. I'm just holding up my fingers to count.
Oh. Like one of them is Baldur's Gate 3, and they give you a 2-hour window to play. So once you've made your character, you have about an hour of playtime.
For some reason, I thought they were 10 hours. That's a lot, though.
And then they give you 4 hours for Gollum.
You don't need that. You don't need that much time. Yeah.
But yeah, it's just like, why would... But here's the thing, though. These are basically demos locked behind a paywall.
Accurate.
Well, I understand Gollum because I had to think about this, but I think anything more than 4 hours is considered like a war crime. So you have to put a timer on that motherfucker.
Mm-hmm. It says 1 to 5 hours. It's average. 5 hours is a long time. You could do. I remember when they
Depends on the game, though.
Yeah.
When they released the first was it Resident Evil 2 remake? They gave you they gave the demo, and it was actually like an actual free demo from Resident Evil, and it was timed. It was a 30-minute demo.
Oh,
You could do
damn.
whatever you want for 30 minutes, and people were able to beat the game in that time in the demo.
Oh, damn. And then, Baldur's Gate 3, you ain't getting nothing done. Like, if they let you use that game for 20 hours, you'd have nothing done.
That makes me not want to play the actual game. That's too much time.
I'm going to warn you, you're going to spend an hour and a half when you boot it up just making your character.
Yeah.
Unless you pick an origin character like, that's my guy, I'm done.
But I get what you mean. Yeah, it's cheap because their demos locked behind paywalls. But again, they're trials.
Trials is just a new word for demo.
It's just a feature. Yeah, demo. Games really don't even have demos anymore. They only have betas. They only have betas where you have to commit to pre-ordering the game, so you can get into the beta.
So once again, a paid demo.
Well, what's your early access then? I mean, Baldur's Gate 3 was in early access for years.
It was.
Get early access.
It was early access. You're right. But they gave you the first 25% of the game. So in the terms of that game,
And I bought the game in for early access. We're still testing it.
yeah, like I bought it like the first week it was available for early access. So I was in early access for that game for like 2 years, and every like 3 months I just make a new character because like, hey, we released this class. Hey, we released this race. Hey, we released this class. And I would make a character I'd play for like 10 hours and be like, all right, I'm done. Because I played through the entire story of the first island that you're in. And customizing characters are half the fun. Yeah, I can be locked. You can give me a video game that you could charge full price for a video game that is just specifically a character creator. That you can create a character, run around, do stuff, and that would be it. And I'd be set.
I'm definitely
For you gaming nerds.
People.
There is a game on Steam that is in early access. It is called Dungeon Alchemist. You can literally just click and drag. You can make fantasy maps that you either print out to play on, or you can walk through with figurines.
No kidding.
No kidding.
Huh.
I'm proud of myself for spelling Dungeon Alchemist correctly on the first attempt.
Did you get autofilled in?
No, I didn't have to. Just like, yeah, that was accurate. That was 100%. Great job, TCP. I was like, thanks. You're real Google. And so I'm one of those players that I am character creators. Like, I mean, sure, it's cool to have a character that looks like you, but like sometimes it goes so in depth. I'll just hit the random button and like, he's kind of black. He kind of looks like me. All right, cool. Let's go. Just keep it moving. Because I've been there before, man. Like trying to like get the character created and trying to make it look like me, and then I realize like I'm like 3 hours later, and I'm just like, I haven't even played the game yet. What's going on?
That's the thing is, like, I don't want it to look like me, because like I look like me, and I know what I look like. So,
yeah, I mean, I get it. I'm not knocking people that that like to spend the time doing that and making their characters look like them. But I'm just like
I'd like to bust your butt. I've tried to make gingers and a few characters, and I'm like, this just ain't gonna work.
it only works with females.
I'll give it like 10 minutes, and if I can't get something like even more accurate, I'm just like, all right. Randomize, good. I'll throw in like a scar or two, just to give it some pizzazz.
I always have trouble putting scars on like level 1 characters. Like, you're level 1, how much shit have you actually gone through?
I had a rough childhood. When I was born, an eagle came out of the sky and it nearly took my eye.
That automatically makes you like a level 5 character.
I played with the Red Rider gun.
But yeah, I don't know. Like, I miss the days of actual demos, But
Demos
Yeah,
were
they
good,
come
man.
in zines. Like, you get a little demo disc, and like you get like 4 games, and you 20 minutes a game. They're like, have fun.
Right.
Yeah, those were the days.
I think the greatest subscription I ever had was PlayStation Underground. Does anybody else?
Underground?
Yeah.
What was PlayStation?
And then for no reason, none at all, Pizza Hut or like Burger King or somebody, here's game disc with some demos, and you're like, I guess I'm getting a Happy Meal tonight.
So PlayStation Underground is a subscription that once every 3 months, they'd send you like a 4-disc bundle. Like, it came out in like this cardboard fold out, and it'd say PlayStation Underground with the date on it and which version you got. And then each disc would have multiple demos on it. And it would be a demo for every game that was coming out that year or every quarter. And some of those demos, you could be on them for hours. Like, there's times I'll go back and think about it, and I'll be like, damn, did I play the game or did I play the demo?
And I've seen company creative with demos. There was a company, I don't remember how many years ago it was now, but it was Video Game Tycoon. And the whole thing was you just like input, different video games that your company would make to make money or whatever. And if you did the game, which they put their own pirate copy out. At some point, people would just start pirating you when your company would close.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's the most genius marketing I've ever seen in my life. Because you could get it anywhere. Like, they didn't take it down from anywhere. Like, yeah, download it, play it. And then at the end, they're like, if you want to actually play the game.
It was fun, though. Those were good times. Those are also times when I remember putting discs in my consoles.
Yeah, there's not much of a need for that nowadays.
Not really.
I'm good with having to not get my butt up to change discs. I'm fine with that.
I need to get some of them hard drives for my consoles.
Yeah, it's nice. I mean,
Like, I got good internet connection, but not that good.
There was that beautiful moment, like when games went from the actual hard discs to the CDs, where you could listen to an audio CD while you played a game, so you could change the soundtrack.
Yep, those are There's a lot of good times like it. Now it's, pay for 14 different
bizarre stuff.
Now, if you want to do all this at once, you got to pay for 4 subscriptions. Yeah, me and my wife were like, how are we going to save money? And we just started canceling subscriptions. We're like, oh, we're saving so much money. But,
yeah, well, at least I remember you used to, if you want a game and you wanted all the outfits for the game, you pre-order it in like 4 places.
yeah. Those are the early days of that. Honestly, I think
so much.
I think the biggest disappointment for pre-order for me was Fable 3. Because when they announced the pre-order and I got my pre-order, they're like, it's going to come with this figurine and codes for all these in-game items, and you're going to have all this and all that. And then I show up to pick it up and they just hand me a card. And they're like, here's your codes. I'm like, where's my figurine and all that? It's like, oh, they canceled all that.
What? Why? They can't do that. They can't do that. You should sue them. Too late now.
Yeah, it's a bit too late for that. I mean, we're talking.
Yeah, it was the original canvas.
Like they were going to do like the big old Hobbs figurine, and like that would still be sitting up here on my shelf if it actually existed, but it does not. Because like that was a favorite franchise of mine for a long time.
Came out on the same night was Unleashed 2. And I left game night with the Gurko. Go get that game, and I got all the Fable people were there, and like remember I'm complaining.
Yeah.
But my Force Unleashed 2 had all my stuff. They gave me everything, including a cool little flash drive I've still got.
Yeah, it was just I think that was the biggest letdown. Because I even left work to go get it and then come back to work. That was
I think the most disappointing part of that game was the actual game, because like it was really good for about 2 weeks, and everyone was like, and then did something else.
Yeah. Yeah, I replayed 1 and 2 probably 5-6 times. I replayed 3 once.
I never replayed 3. I wanted to, and like I have it on Steam, but for some reason it just will not work.
I mean, you're not missing out on too much.
No. But see, like I got to the end of the first one, and like only half as much money, so I split exactly 50-50. And I was mad because it's giving whole huge chunks a day at the end. And I was like, I thought I had time.
That was one thing though that I'll give 3. 3 launched pre-game. They launched a taverns game, and you basically gambled. But if you hit certain buttons at certain times, it would glitch the system, and it would automatically have you win. You'd put in the minimum bet, and it would give you the maximum bet result. So I sat there for like 10 hours on a weekend. And when I started Fable 3, I had like 1 billion gold. I was just walking around. As soon as I was able to buy towns, just like, I'm buying that. That's mine. It's mine. It's mine. It's mine. I never had an issue with currency in that game.
Oh no, I spent many an hour doing this with that little stupid man.
All right. Last topic here. So there have been 2 rumors going around about the KOTOR remake. One is from a guy who's in the biz, but doesn't work for the company. And he says nobody he knows is actually working on the KOTOR remake. And then a journalist who has actually got a pretty decent reputation. I don't remember his name off the top of my head, but I have heard of him before. And said he has talked to 2 people that are working for the Aspire parent company who are actually working on KOTOR.
So I thought this was, rumored several months ago that they had already just killed the KOTOR remake, that they were having difficulties, and they just
I believe they killed the iteration. believe the company that was making it at the time, I think that the direction that they went, I think they just went, oh,
Yeah. I thought the KOTOR remake was already dead on the water, and unofficially.
So this could be back to basics.
Which I'm not upset about, because here's all KOTOR needs, right? Leave all the dialogue as is. Leave all the choices as is. Leave the character building as is. Update the graphics and the gameplay.
Building that way.
Right?
Essence is long gone.
Like,
You have to build a combat system for it. Because the original system used the Star Wars role-playing system.
yeah. I can see that. All right, so rebuild the system, make it so it's not a die roll system. Yeah. Imagine
You could make it a game, but I think some people would get a little upset not having the turn-based combat.
yeah, I would leave it like that. I would leave it a turn-based like action game. Was it 2 that took it into the action genre?
They didn't really change except for like they put more of the role play system. You could make a more robust character. They didn't really change anything else.
Okay. It's been years since I played them, so I don't remember too much. I just remember they
The
being
very first KOTOR uses kind of the same role play system as like old D&D and everything.
Yeah.
And you didn't have the option for weapon finesse. It did not exist in the KOTOR.
Yeah.
Like little stuff. And when Obsidian took it, they were like, okay, we're going to add all little here people complained about.
Yeah. I don't know. A part of me is like, leave it dead in the water, because like, don't ruin what everybody romanticizes about that game. But another part of me is like, I would love to see that brought to modern era.
Here's my problem. Before they started doing this, they sent a cease and desist to a fan project who was actually working on an update to KOTOR.
That's not the first time that's happened either.
Yeah. So if you're going to cancel your project, there is no reason that can't do it for you.
So here's the thing for
Especially
me.
if it takes some a little bit of thought into it, so you actually have to actually purchased version of the game. You know.
Yeah. Here's how I think about it. Is like, okay, if you're going to do that, why not just hire the guy? See what work he's done. If it works, build off of it.
You can see stuff that the tours he did for the building he was working on is on YouTube.
Yeah. I don't know.
Got Terrace on there. He's got the Jedi planet. He's got the lower part of Terrace. He's got all that stuff. You can walk through and see it in the Unreal 4 or something like that.
Oh, damn. But yeah. Oh, that's what I got. Anybody got anything else they want to add? All right, everybody. Well, thank you for coming and watching. We will see you next week.